The Elbaf flashback is finally over. Prince Loki is free, and based on what we now know about his devil fruit, Emu is more vulnerable than ever. Which is absolutely insane to even say out loud, because this chapter doesn't begin with triumph, it begins with silence. We return to the ruins of Forest Castle, and what we see is not victory, not hope, not celebration. It's devastation. A sea of fallen giants, crushed stone, broken towers, and a battlefield so quiet it feels unreal, because just moments ago, this place decided the fate of the world itself. Everyone knew, if Harald had escaped, this wouldn't have been a tragedy. It would have been an apocalypse. So yes, there is relief, but there is also unbearable grief. And then, there's Shanks. And I don't think we've ever seen him like this. Not calm, not composed, not smiling. He's furious. He's grabbing his tattoo like Nami does when she loses control, like he wants to rip it off his own skin, like he's trying to tear the memory out of himself. He wants to fight something, anything, but there is no enemy left, only regret. And when Skapar Gaban steps in, Shanks breaks. He blames himself, says that if he had acted sooner, Harald might still be alive. And honestly, he's not wrong. Shanks did arrive on Elbaf, and he did waste time. But even then, he was already too late. Harald had already accepted the Depth Covenant. And this moment changes Shanks forever. We even get a flash of Garling, a memory Shanks clearly despises. And as cursed as this is to say, Garling actually seems supportive of his son, which is messed up because some of the most emotionally present fathers in One Piece are literal world nobles. And then comes one of the most devastating panels in the arc, Harald's body, or what remains of it, a massive pool of dark blood, and Loki, removing his cloak, covering his father as best as he can, a final act of respect. And if that feels familiar, it should, because Luffy did the same thing for Katakuri. But this is the tragic version. Loki is crying, asking why loving your country leads to this, why wanting to teach children, to build a future, to create peace, ends in blood. And then we cut to Marijois, and everything changes. Because Emu is shaken, not broken, not panicking, shaken. His speech bubbles are jagged, sharp, unstable. For the first time, we're not seeing distant god Emu. We're seeing irritation, maybe even fear. And then comes one of the biggest reveals of this arc. The Covenants don't just cost the receiver, they cost Emu too. They bind him, they anchor him, they weaken him. When Marcus Mars suggests sending more Holy Knights to Elbaf, Emu shuts it down instantly, because he understands something terrifying. Harald wasn't just strong, he was their strongest, and if he could be killed, then everyone else would die too. That's why Elbaf was left alone, not out of mercy, out of fear. Emu doesn't know what kind of power exists there that can kill Covenant-bound beings. And in a twisted way, Harald's death became a shield. But here's the crazy part. What if these covenants are like anchors? Not literal Horcruxes, but spiritually. What if Emu's immortality depends on them? And if they all die, does Emu become mortal? Does he become killable? Because if that's true, then Loki is walking vulnerability. And then Emu drops one of the most insane lines in the arc. He calls all of Elbaf a D. Not a name, a designation. Which means the D might not be inherited. It might be earned. Those who align with Joy Boy, Luffy, Ace, Sabo, Lily. Suddenly, it all makes sense. And then we return to Loki. We learn it was his choice not to reveal the truth about Harald. Everyone respected it. And then the flashback ends, abruptly. Years of Loki's life, skipped. his travels, his rampage, his proposal to Lola, his fight with Shanks, gone. And I am coping hard that Oda is saving that for later, because he still hasn't revealed Loki's devil fruit. And whatever it is, it's world-breaking. Back in the present, Hiruden makes the decision. He frees Loki. And that is the tonal shift. We are done with tragedy. We are entering Ragnarok. The scale of Loki becomes clear immediately. That dragon is massive, and Loki doesn't care. He lifts Ragnar and smashes it with an attack called Niflheim. Not a move, a realm. He freezes the dragger instantly, and then casually mentions he can fly, totally normal. This devil fruit already sounds like the most broken one in the series. Realm-based powers, elemental domains, mythic tier destruction. This is the power that killed Harald. This is the power Rox wanted. This is the power that threatens Emu. And you know who's the most excited? Luffy. Luffy is glowing. He's been in Loki's corner from the start, before he even knew who he was. And now, he's obsessed. He's giving Loki the stage. This feels like Drum Island Chopper all over again, and that scares me. Because when Luffy looks at someone like that, he wants them on the crew. Now we're heading back up to the Sun World. Loki, the monster trio, and soon, Emu, face to face. The Sun God and the man who can kill Covenant beings. This isn't just a fight. This is the beginning of the end.